all in all, guys, these games that we've been witnessing as Cowboys fans, I just don't know if there's going to be an easy game or a game that's not going to get our heart rate extremely elevated.
Well, thankfully, we do have one of the best offenses we've seen in a while without Sedarius Lamb there against the Packers at least. And for the most part, and he was injured week 3, right?
We got injured against the Bears.
Yeah, against the Bears. So
Bears.
But yeah, I mean, exciting games, but man, it's frustrating to watch this football team sometimes.
It's a roller. You know that when you hear someone say, "Oh, I was on a roller coaster of emotions," that's every game.
Yeah,
to the 9th degree.
Well, I will say this: with how bad the Dallas Cowboys defense was on third downs, they did stop that 3rd and 14 pass. I'm just reading it right now to Matthew Golden with 6 seconds left.
Thank fuck. Did you guys see? I sent it into the DMs. Michael Irvin calling out the guy that was running the time clock.
Yeah.
I've seen a few things. People calling out the time clock guy. It's like, I guess usually in the NFL, the person running the time is someone part of like the Cowboys organization, and it's like, you run that timeout, you let it hit 0, you let the refs then decide that it comes back to 1 second.
100%.
With that one, you do not hit stop if there's 1 second. You let it run out. And then you let them challenge the time and watch the time and change it, but you don't hit that stop clock.
Oh, did he hit stop?
Well, I guess so. I mean, Michael Irvin would know. And
there's a shot where the ball's flying through the end zone, the player's going up for it, and there's 1 second on the clock. Like, he's in the air. The ball's still probably 10 yards away from him catching it.
The clip I watched, and it was just a segment, so it wasn't the full clip, but it was the way that it sounded like to me is Michael Irvin was just joking about the clock running down slowly, and he was like,
he was serious, because a lot of people have brought it up. Bring it up. Yeah. Bring it up. I think it's in the DMs.
While AJ's bringing it up, I'm just looking. So right now, if you're tuning into this and you haven't gone to watch our full game reaction or a highlight of the game reactions, go ahead and check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. One of the comments from Stonewally Joey 513 says the 2 guys holding hands was kind of creepy. So I'm going to pin that comment.
Okay.
And then I wrote debatable.
That's the James Franco first time here.
Yeah. Hey, first time here.
That's part of the cast. If you don't agree with the bandwagon boys getting through the stress of holding some hands, you need a GTFO.
I don't know when I do it.
It happens.
And I always will go. Alex's left shoulder is probably over the last 5 years has gotten pretty strong, because I will go ahead and grab him like this, and I'll rip.
That's called stress.
Ripping and tearing.
The funny thing is, when I was over there manning the Millennium Falcon,
you didn't touch him once?
No, AJ made me handhold him.
Good.
He told me, he said, if you're over on this side,
when
there's dickhold, but he said, cuckold, he said, you have to handhold after a good play. And I bought in. I was on your guys' territory.
Okay, so I got the clip up here, but it's Instagram, so you know how it's just gonna run. Oh, and I have it muted. Let me unmute it.
Game over. Game over. Ain't nothing you can do about that. We need to find that dude. I need to talk to that dude, and I need to make sure he don't ever clock again in Dallas. That was absolutely crazy. I don't even wait a minute. Let me start with this joker. Who the hell ran that clock last night? If I ever see that joker, I'm going to tap on his head. Are you joking? You let that finger come down slowly to press that clock. Oh, game over? Game over. Ain't nothing you can do about that. We need to find that dude. I need to talk to that dude.
I missed the context there, but
he needs to find that joker and tap him on the head, and I agree.
What I thought he said there was that the clock was being counted down slowly.
Just the actual time clock. But it got me to thinking, I thought maybe NBC would have a team that travels with them and does all the scoreboard, but it's probably at Dallas. It must be the same guy every time.
It's just like Pee Wee football, where the team has to find volunteers to do certain things. I ran the clock, but in Pee Wee football, it's not my clock that they have to look at. It's the refs are holding time, because you're just expecting any bojo to come off the field.
Yeah, you're not
off the street, right?
You're not a professional You're not on Sunday Night Football.
No, exactly.
Probably the most watched. I bet you that was the most watched game of the year.
BPG's in the chat. I'm just going to hit this while Alex is bringing this back up. What won the game? What won you the game?
It was a tie.
And it was a tie. What won you the game?
We don't look at that as a win.
What won you the game was that extra point block. Turned the whole game. That set our D play like ass, which likely won't happen again. I mean, we were using our undrafted free agent nose tackle because all others were out.
I don't want to hear the injury excuses. I just really don't. We have over.
I hear you. Hey, you know what?
Everybody has injuries.
Yeah,
you can't bring up the injury excuse.
I get it though. Like it can definitely impact a game, but it's just how the whole season's going to ebb and flow.
So then rewind to this time last week. Why wasn't anybody saying, "Oh, it's going to be a close game because our nose tackle's out"? No, everybody was telling me last week that the Cowboys were going to lose by 8 touchdowns. So why is it different? It wasn't different at this time last week. You knew who was in and who was out. Why was every Packer fan so confident Tuesday of last week? But now that it's Tuesday of this week and they just watched their team tie to the Dallas Cowboys, now you start hearing about the injury talk. Did you hear about it prior?
Hey,
I sure as hell didn't.
BPG is saying I predicted Dallas 27-23 or Pack 31-14. So
if you add those scores up, I think you get 40-40.
Almost,
no,
right?
Look, we both have both sides of the football, the defensive sides of the football teams in that game have nothing to take home and be happy about, really.
Yeah, the only difference is one's ranked 32 and one was supposed to be the best in the NFL.
True, yeah. I mean, look, we are 4 games in, and you can start to look at those trends now.
And what did we say? It's spicy. What did we say at week 4? If the Cowboys defense put up another 30-plus point game, we were in trouble. This is 3 weeks in the row that the Cowboys defense has let 34-plus points.
Yeah, well,
they went 34 or they went 37, 34, 40. Fucking wild.
Let's I want to review those games too, like as a whole, but let's just quickly go over the team stats here for Green Bay, and then we can look at any player stats you guys want to look up, and then we can start looking at the last 4 weeks. How are we doing as Cowboys Nation?
Totally.
Pretty even time of possession though. More offensive plays by Green Bay. Nothing really that sticks out. 11 penalties by Cowboys, which, believe it or not, is below what they normally get, so I guess that's a positive.
Below what we're used to.
But almost a football field length of penalty yards given up.
And this is my thing. The Packers fans were bitching about penalties. Everywhere you looked on social media, someone was bitching about Micah being held or this and that.
Yeah, welcome to the...
Both teams had penalties, and I think the ones that were called were good. Like the Cowboys, their 11 penalties, those were all penalties. Like when they showed the replay, I didn't think there was a bad call that was on Dallas that the refs had. It's just such a buzzkill watching so many flags.
It is 18 in the game, so
it's a lot, man.
Even touchdowns, baby, and that you're right. That point after was the difference maker, and then the turnovers. We lost the turnover battle, or no, sorry, we won the turnover battle.
What did I say, man?
Yeah,
that's the most important stat in football.
And you know what? I do hate when they're like the NFL Instagram was reaching or their TikTok, their X, where they're like, Micah Parsons almost forced this fumble on Dak. He almost forced this fumble. It's like
for that to even be called a sack. That's just that.
Or and then you're talking about the sack.
Yeah, like Dak or Micah. I mean, it was a great play by Micah. It saved the touchdown.
100%. The narrative could have been that tackle saved them the game.
And that's fine. And Micah had 10 pressures. Like Micah. If Micah was playing against a quarterback that wasn't in his 10th year, that's starting to really have the game slow down for him, he probably has 3 sacks.
Who's also lined up against Micah for the last 4 years.
Yeah, but Micah actually had the highest PFF rating out of any player last week. And as fans, we sit back and go, well, he barely impacted the game. But if you look at the numbers with his pressures and stuff, he impacted it enough. It's just Dak countered it. So like Micah was doing what Micah needed to do to get a good rating. Yep. Dak was just countering it. Dak was getting rid of the ball very fast. He was throwing the spots before the wide receivers were even there. So Micah had a good game. I'm just glad he had only 1 sack.
Yeah, exactly. And it came right at the last minute. Fairly even passing numbers. Good rushing numbers by them boys again. Another 2 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. Dak got 1 of them, but
it's crazy that we're like, 117 yards is good rushing yards. For the Cowboys, absolutely, it's good rushing yards.
Well, and a lot of them came by 1 player.
Yeah, Javonte Williams.
Yeah. On 26 carries, though, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what we talked about. Get that up. Get it up over 20.
And then, third down efficiencies. I mean, Cowboys got to work on this. They allowed 71% and they only got 36%. You can't really win a football game that way.
They were lucky we won a football game with that.
Yeah. And I
10 for 14 is terrifying.
And you look at this, it was such an even, like a lot of the stats are very
except
even.
I did the interesting stat for third downs for the Dallas Cowboys defense was the average down that was made on third down for Green Bay was 11.3 yards or something like that, or 11.8 yards. So
I don't want to hear that.
So if Dallas even got a negative yardage play,
I don't want to hear that. I don't like
and
it.
a stop, they would still on average be getting a first down.
Yeah, that's
Green
fucked
Bay.
up.
So that's fucked.
That's
that was
a fucked up stat.
I should say I heard that on Locked On Cowboys, which was
It's disgusting, is what it is.
yeah. But anyways, there you go. Fairly damn even game.
It was when you look at the stats like this, it was very even. The stuff that sticks out to me was the third down conversion rate. And then obviously there was only one turnover of the game, which was a big one. It was when James Houston forced the fumble just before half, and then the Cowboys jumped on that and scored a touchdown with like 12 seconds left. So
I mean, James Houston is one of those guys I love seeing him make plays like that. That he's basically that camp guy who's earned his way onto the team. Talking about some other stuff, like what just going back to the game, obviously everything across the defense needs work, but was there any positives on defense that we saw?
well, do we got to do the drip player of the game?
Well, yeah, I
Okay.
thought we'd do it after. I just wanted to get your guys'
okay.
thoughts on like
Positives?
positives for defense, because defense is so bad. Like what's a positive that we saw?
I'll lead out. I think Deron Bland, minus the touchdown he gave up on the first drive and the big play, they kind of went away from him after that. I think Deron Brand.
Deron's on brand.
I think Deron Bland in his first game back from injury looked nice, and I do believe he's going to be very helpful to have back in the lineup. That was my one positive on
Okay.
defense. It's really tough to find much else.
Okay.
James Houston sack, and then Ezraku's
Easy.
had his best game
Yeah, he did
of
look
the
good.
season, and I only know this because he's on my taxi squad.
He did
on
look
fantasy,
good. He looked
so-
better. He had that one penalty, which was kind of bullshit, where he tackled tackled Jordan Love and kind of came down on it with the weight on him. But it was like Ezraku, you saw him a few times out there, and that's the one good thing about these rookies. You're going to see them make more plays as the
They
season
will
goes
either
on.
progress or just be who they are,
Yeah.
right? And so defense wise, though, I think it was stinky, man.
I was gonna say I sent you guys the clip that I think it was the Lando show. I mean, he's in my feed now. But Clowney and Kenneth Clark, when you see them together on the line, there was some good run stoppage from both of those guys. So obviously, and then hearing Kenny Clark at the end saying, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that we got to clean up. So Kenny Clark, I was happy. I've been happy seeing his play. Looking forward to that. But yeah, it's a stretch. If we're trying to find defensive stuff, it's a stretch. Easy, I'm liking seeing. And then obviously the massive, and this isn't a defensive, this is just special teams, but Leofau's monster hit on Golden. I'd almost even
which is erased though by his boneheaded penalty.
yeah. And then I was going to say it's probably even a bigger plus to Golden for hanging onto that ball versus Leofau getting that hit stick on him.
Let's just say for a team that's giving up over 400 yards a game and is ranked, or for like a side of the ball that's giving up 400 yards a game and is 32nd ranked in the NFL, that's dead last for anyone keeping tabs. It's hard to find stuff. It's tough. It's tough to feel anything good about this defense right now. The only thing I hope and pray is that the Cowboys offense starts playing defense by having long drives and converting on them, because other than that, you give another team the ball enough times, they're going to put up 40 points on you. They're going to put up 30 points against you. So It's scary and it's hard to find. And I watched the tape. I watched a few things today and yesterday. Absolutely terrible tackling.
Yeah.
Horrendous tackling. A lot of blown coverages. We got lucky to even tie the game. So
Elam wasn't as much of a liability as he's been the last couple weeks.
no, it's the linebacking core that I've really, and a unit that I was expecting to do pretty well with the newcomers of Sanborn and Kenneth Murray. I was hoping these guys were going to stand up and kind of help this defense. And right now, especially against good teams, they've just kind of disappeared or just been slow and missed tackles.
Do you think it's our players or do you think it's our calling from Eberflus?
Both.
A combination?
Yeah. Both are bad.
Yeah, get your fucking cabin by the woods glasses or attire out of there and throw on a visor, throw on a backwards hat, or not even a backwards hat. Just get some sort of aggressiveness from you, Eberflus.
Throw on some jean shorts, cut off jean shorts.
Yeah.
The pockets hanging out.
Look like Lieutenant Dan. Okay, so you want to do drip player of the game.
Drip.
This section is sponsored by Drip.
Yeah, we should get a jingle. AJ, that's your homework.
We're gonna jingle.
AJ's going to get a drip player of the game. Okay, so do we really need to discuss it?
No, I think it's pretty unanimous.
Dak Prescott?
Yeah, I think Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Dak
absolutely.
Prescott has to be the...
What was his final stats in that game?
The guy was absolutely balling out. Dak looked great. And let's not forget, injuries or not, this defense was ranked one of the top defenses going into this Sunday Night Football matchup. And Dak Prescott put on a clinic. Dak Prescott's the only reason that the Cowboys tied this game or were even in the game.
Yeah, 31 for 40, 78%. Let's round up completion. 319 yards, 3 tutties, and
one rushing touchdown.
Only one big time throw and only one turnover worthy pass. So that's great.
And don't forget the rushing
and the
touchdown.
rushing touchdown. Yeah.
So he had 4 total touchdowns.
4 total.
I find it hard to give it to anyone other than Dak Prescott.
And only a 6.7 sack pressure to sack rate. So he is showing that he's still got legs, baby.
Well, and go to the right again, sorry, AJ. Yeah. Look at this. Time to throw, 2.69 seconds, which is all for time.
2.7, yeah.
That's not much time.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question.
Which is good, sorry, because Micah's average is 2.5.
Yeah.
So we must have slowed him down just enough.
Which, what's his name? Adams, the offensive line coordinator.
Clay Adams. He's obviously, his scheming worked out because we had 2. Let's talk about injuries then, too. Okay, we had 2 starting offensive linemen out. We had TJ Bass and Brock Hoffman in there starting, and one of them went out of the game with a concussion.
Yeah. So at one point you had Nate Thomas, TJ Bass, and Brock Hoffman, who are all second string offensive linemen playing. So I hate playing the injury game because every team in the NFL has injuries. Yeah.
Favorite play that you saw Dak Prescott do this past game?
Oh, the fucking Tolbert pass.
It has to be the Tolbert pass. And it sucks that didn't convert into a touchdown on that drive, but the guy he escaped pressure. Micah was right on him. Took the hit, threw it to a spot. We all thought, as we were watching it, you're like, oh, he's just throwing it out of bounds. Great play. And then Tolbert grabs it in for a catch.
Yeah, the catch was amazing, too.
The catch was amazing
Tolbert definitely gets a little bit of shout out. He's not off the chopping block in my
This is a big movement. Yeah, he's not. He hasn't
puts up another game like he did.
He had 2 touchdowns against the Jets, and we'll start talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, that ball was like,
or just another fucking sideline catch.
Yeah, it was a great catch because the ball was like 2 yards out of bounds.
Yeah,
like he's fully laid out with his toes tapping.
Great field awareness.
Crazy.
Liked it. Hey, so I know you've been worrying about this, Tolbert. We're not bringing down the axe handle yet.
Yeah.
But we didn't even talk. How do you guys feel about ties?
I hate it.
They shouldn't be in the NFL. Play till someone wins or loses.
This has to be such a stupid rule that why are they not abolishing it?
They got to.
I think after this game, just like the KC and Buffalo game from a few years ago that went into overtime in the playoffs.
Playoffs.
And
it can't go into into overtime.
So that game went into overtime, and they changed the overtime rules because of how that. Right. And everyone's like, "How could you do that? You didn't even give Buffalo a chance to kind of come back." And that's when and then the next year they changed the rules.
Well, yeah, this game was so good, and it's like everybody walked out with blue balls.
Sunday nighter.
Yeah, last game of the week.
Everybody's slanging. And and it wasn't like so. Yeah, you fucked up, NFL.
They could either go the route of college, which is a really fun way, but can drag a game on for another hour.
Especially in the NFL.
Especially in the NFL. Or you do this. You say, okay, after everyone gets a chance, you move the ball back to whatever, the 35-yard line, and you have a chance to score a touchdown, or you can kick for a field goal. If you score the touchdown, game over.
Yeah.
If you kick the field goal, the other time gets to try, and you move back 10 yards each time. So,
you don't get multiple plays. You just get the one.
So soon you're kicking 55 yards.
Yeah, because at some point it's going to make sense to kick instead of try to get a touchdown.
But you can try your first one, 35-yard touchdown.
Yeah. This has been the biggest.
Cowboys would lose every game if we did that.
This has been the biggest discussion right now by a lot of people about how to abolish that rule, and people are coming up with, You do kick versus kick, and you keep moving it back.
Yeah, anything. I
Oh,
think,
really? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
another
think
one.
anything's
It just-
better.
that would
any-
just be
anything's
fun. That would
better-
just be fun.
Yeah,
know-
anything's better than a fucking tie.
You know, it would be awesome doing one-on-ones.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
don't
like
think
so
they'll
it's
do
like
that.
I
That
know
would
they
be sweet though.
They would never do it, but like you see the Destroying does the one-on-ones. You have that set up, so your quarterback, you pick your 3 wide receivers, you pick your
It's like the
3
penalty
cornerbacks.
shot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That would be sweet, actually.
How
That would
would-
be sweet. But the thing is, one-on-ones, you're heavily favored for a wide receiver. Whereas like a kicking game, you're pretty even, right?
Totally.
I would just. I don't want to take.
1v1s would be fucking sweet though.
I don't want to take the until you come up with something that really works.
Flag football, they have a flag football round.
Well, until they come up with something that really works, we're stuck with ties.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
and
stuck with it.
here-
And
but
and
here's the
a
thing.
tie's so rare. The last time the Cowboys had a tie was in 1969.
Here's
so it's like
here's the insane thing.
not-
They changed the entire structure of kickoff. So like when you think about how
the
crazy
kickoff
it could-
had a player
sorry.
injury attached.
right,
to
but
it.
what I'm getting at is that for us to not think that they would do something as crazy as go kick for kick or 1v1s.
Oh, sure.
It's like they changed the whole way the kickoffs are set up.
there's been 8 ties in the last like 4 decades.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
There's 15 kickoffs a game.
you have to think that they're going to adjust it though
I
based
doubt
off
it.
of this year.
I don't know if they will. Maybe if you see 4 more ties. But when was it? Like I said, the last time the Dallas Cowboys had a tie was 1969.
Yeah.
And the reason it's in everyone's thing right now. And because I'm so like against it and ads for it, it's gonna probably get changed.
I know. I can't wait for it to change.
It was a scoregami too.
Yep.
40-40.
40.
Which is an odd one. You'd think that would have happened before.